You got free school books for all children. Free school books. There's something in my genetic makeup about education that's important. But my father did something that was unusual too. He was one of these men who went on the beaches of Normandy. And he was a forward observer. And his life expectancy was 6 seconds. He went through southern France, northern France, Germany, and Czechoslovakia. Fought in the Battle of the Bulge and was wounded, was the unit pulled out of Bastogne when it was encircled, and then went back in. And you know the one thing he told me that he impressed upon me all the time? Get your education. They can take away everything you have, and you can have nothing, but if you get your education, you can come back. I'll never forget when I was a little boy in Hattiesburg, we were sitting down and he reached over and took some light bread off the breakfast table and stuck it over in front of the open heater we had there. And we always kind of looked, and he didn't realize we were looking at him. And he pulled it back, and the light bread had been toasted. Now you can imagine the heat on that foil. And he all saw it, my sisters and I, our eyes were that big, and he said, well, that's the way we did it in the Ardennes. When I went to college, after my first semester, my freshman year, my father went broke. And I put myself through undergraduate school. I waited tables. In the Johnson Commons building, I'd get up at 4:30 in the morning, I'd take food I'd haul flour and eggs to the cooks. I waited tables at lunch. I worked for the athletic department. I had a tuxedo rental business. I did everything I could to make it through school. In the summer months, I operated heavy equipment, worked on a little farm. I became a member of the International Union of Operating Engineers and helped build the West Bank of Eagle Shipyard. After undergraduate school, I didn't have the money to go to law school. So I came to Jackson and hit the streets looking for a job and got a job with then First National Bank in the Management Training Program. And started law school at night at Ben Jackson School of Law. Put myself through law school. I'm here to say that I'm speaking from experience as someone who understands the importance of education, not just because it's something that I've learned, but I've experienced through 3 generations. Now today, I've come to you recognizing that if we don't do something about education, we're going to die. And when I say we, I mean Coahoma County. Shortly after I took this job, I said, you know, I wonder, seems like we're smaller than we used to be in population. What's happening in Mississippi, Louisiana, and Arkansas? And these 252 counties and parishes that I have. Well, in Mississippi, I have over half the state. I have 45 of Mississippi's counties that are in the Delta region. You know Rankin County's in the Delta. Simpsons County's in the Delta. But I've got these 45 counties, and I said, I want to see what the population trends look like. So, Mr. Chairman, if I may pass out this to you and make it available, I only brought 40 copies that, and I would like for them to be distributed, if you could, have someone distribute on around, for everybody to see. But this first thing that I have for you shows the population trend of these 45 counties from 1970 through the year 2000. And the red, the blue, is those counties that have gained in population. The yellow are those that have been somewhat moderate and lost or gained, primarily lost. And then the red are those counties, of my 45 that I'm responsible for, that have lost population. Now what's significant about those numbers